you at WJAYradio.com.
Okay, you got that right. Our time stands at 8:30. Gonna switch over to Studio B. And this is Do Sports Talk with none other than Brother Michael Jenkins with his special guest.
Transition. We got a short cord. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to DEE SPORTSWRAP. I'm Michael Jenkins, as Tater suggested. We have two very special people here with us. Two of my favorite people. One of my favorite couples anywhere, and that would be Donna and Tim Perkins. Good morning, Donna and Tim.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Why don't you tell the folks what we're doing, what you guys are doing today? I announced it last week, but you can make it a little bit more clearer.
Okay, actually, today I'm being honored for my body of work with coaching with Mankind Schools.
Right.
So there's a track meet going on today starting at 10 o'clock. Mm-hmm. And the name of the meet will be the Tim Perkins Invitational Track Meet. And it'll be an annual event.
Right. So how did this whole thing come to be? I mean, whose idea was it?
Well, thanks goes to Coach Bell. He came up with the idea that he wanted to honor me, and then also, would have to go through administration, which would be, the athletic director, the principal, and any other school officials that had anything to do with it. So I'm just thankful to all of them for honoring me in such a great way.
Okay. So as far as the participants in this thing today, of course, Marion High School will be a participant. Who else will be a participant?
I'm not sure what all teams are at the event.
Oh.
So, you know how when you bid, I guess they just kind of wanted to.
Right. Okay. So it's going to be held every year at the same time?
For us, I know the same time, which probably would be around this time because it's the start of track season.
Are you excited about it?
Oh, definitely excited about it and thankful.
When they first told you, how did it make you feel, Tim?
Well, it had to sink in first,
right?
But coaching, I never thought of anything like this would happen,
right?
For me. So I just was humbled by the idea that they would think that much of me to do this.
That's pretty deep, Tim. And I do understand that because, man, for someone to think enough of you to honor you,
yes.
But Tim, you're one of the people who've kept Marion High School sports going on the low for about 30, 40 years. I mean, let's talk about it now. First of all, let's talk about what you coached over the years. Let's give the people an idea of exactly what you've been doing in your career at Marion High School.
Okay. Well, first, I guess it all started, I'll go back to when I was in school.
Mm-hmm.
I knew then it was junior high school, 7th, 8th grade.
Right.
I knew I wanted to be a coach at that point.
Wow.
So that's when, on my side of it, I put action in the motion of preparing to do that. But I thank God for setting me up and leading and guiding me in the right way to lead these teams that I did coach. So without him, none of this would be possible. So I always thank him first for everything that's happened. And he always have a plan for you. Like, I guess when I first had the thought of being a coach, he already had this day planned. But I had no idea of that.
You couldn't know.
No.
Now, when I first encountered you, you were JV football coach, right? And then later on, I found out you were also the JV basketball coach. And then later on, I realized that you were the track coach as well. Tell me about the football part of it, and how did that help you toward this end?
Well, of course, football in high school was my main sport, so I always loved football.
Okay.
And that's what I wanted to do. My whole idea was to coach football. That's what I had in mind. Never knew all the other stuff would come through. But whenever I first started, like I say, I was coaching football. I actually started helping while I was in college at Coastal Carolina.
Okay.
So I started helping them coach as soon as I got out of high school, actually.
Were they USC?
USC Coastal at the time.
USC Coastal at the time.
Yes.
Okay. Now, so was Bob Rankin the head coach here when you were brought in? The JV coaching situation?
Yes, he actually was my coach in high school, 11th and 12th grade.
Right. Now you moved. Now, did you get hired in football and basketball at the same time? Were you doing them kind of interchanging?
Yes. I was assistant at the beginning.
Football?
With football. And actually me, Coach Cribb and Coach Peacock was JV coaches at the beginning.
Right. Then you moved over to basketball. Were you recruited by Coleman, or who brought you in there?
Well, actually, Coach Cribb, because he was the head coach at Jonathan.
For what?
For basketball at the time.
Coach Cribb?
Yes.
I missed that part. Okay.
Yes. So whenever I started helping with football, he said, well, you might as well help me with basketball.
Wow.
So I came in, I helped him for a couple of years.
Did you know at that moment, though, Tim, that one day you would be coaching varsity boys basketball, varsity girls basketball? Did you see that coming when you were doing your JV thing? Was that your goal? I mean, I don't know.
No, I didn't. I just wanted to coach, and I was coaching JV and helping with basketball, and I was satisfied with what I was doing at that point.
So you never coached at Jonathan as?
Yes, eventually I did coach Jonathan for 3 years in basketball. So you were, in my words, you were a pillar for the program for all these years. Would you? I mean, I know you're a modest man and you don't like to give yourself credit. Donna, was he or wasn't he? Was he a pillar, Donna, or wasn't he? Well,
Pillar.
When I look back on it now, I can see some of it, and I'm amazed at what I was able to do.
I remember the battles you and Mark Gerald had in JV football. Oh my goodness! People don't even talk about this, man.
Yes, and actually, me and Mark became real good friends. So a lot of people probably don't even know this, but me and Mark actually coached Jonathan basketball together 1 year. Together. He was working at the elementary school here in Man.
And they let Mark go, huh?
Well, I think that was the plan.
He was going to go anyway.
Right.
Yeah. But that's interesting that he started here. You know, I think that's part of you guys have always been kind of like this, though.
Oh, yes.
I remember that. But I think that's kind of why you didn't hear people in Marion talking against Mark. They kind of felt like he was kind of one of their own too.
Yes.
Now, as far as JV basketball goes, though, I'm going to ask you a question to see if you remember. Did you ever coach a perfect game in basketball? Did you ever coach a perfect game?
Well, at the time I didn't consider it, but some people had told me that and you for one.
It was perfect.
Because in looking back on it, in some days after that, I realized it was special.
Tim, I'm getting chills in the back of my neck just thinking about this thing. Because Jimmy Howard and I went to this game in Mullins. Okay, Mullins JV versus Marion JV. And you had Sean Samuels was on that team, Corey Grant, Deion Howard, Darnell Bell, Deion Thompson. Tim, everything worked that day. I mean, when coming into the game, did you have a feeling that maybe this would be a special day.
Well, actually, that was the undefeated JV team
Correct.
that I had.
Right.
And this, like you say, this was the last game.
Right.
And I think you were one of the people that asked me what did I tell them before the game, halftime, and all that. And only thing I told them before the game was, this Marion and Mullins, you undefeated. They would love nothing else
Than to beat you.
but to beat us. I said, and we can't let that happen. And that was it.
The ball moved with, I mean, it's hard for me to describe what we were seeing that day. To this day, out of all the basketball games I've seen around here, that's the only game that I consider a perfect game. Because everything, it was perfect for y'all. It wasn't perfect for Mullins. But everything you guys did that day was perfect. Now, there was a guy on that team, Darnell Bell. I often tell people he might have been the missing link to a state championship. Darnell didn't play varsity. Did he play varsity? I don't think he played varsity, Tim.
If he did, it was one year, but
Tim, was he not unbelievable?
he was.
I mean, I coached against him in rec. And I didn't know he was that good in rec. I know that he was an incredible leaper, for one. Mm-hmm. But the way he meshed with, because Dion, Sean, and other Dion, they all went to have really solid varsity careers.
Yes.
But Darnell was missing. Do you remember, or did you ever encounter Huey Page?
I remember him.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. He was another one that I felt like, I don't even think he played JV. But he was another one that I considered to be like the missing link. Because you had Terrell, you got Quincy, and you had Marlon, all those guys came along, but they never quite got there. Now you had a girls team, a girls varsity team, that probably would have won state. But then you didn't coach them the next year. What was up with that, Tim? How did that happen? Why did you get yourself away from that team that you had been with for a couple of years, and now you weren't going to coach them anymore?
That probably was one of the toughest decisions I had to make in coaching. But like I say, God have you where you need to be at the time.
Right.
So it just was time for me to move on from there. But the girls was disappointed, but they knew that I still loved them, and they knew they always be part of the family, and they are now still.
Right,
Yes.
right.
Yeah, he loved those girls.
That was, that was an unbelievable act of unselfishness on your part, Tim. I probably would have said no. I probably said, these girls right here are a state championship caliber team. We can win.
Yeah, and they did make it to the third round.
Right.
Third
Right.
round.
They had everything, Tim.
Yes.
And they played against the Mullins team that was also great.
Yeah.
That was a great era for basketball in Marion County. So, Donna, are you just raising grandkids now, or what?
Well, I'm still his forever cheerleader.
Yeah. This is the real MVP.
Oh, you know what, Tim? You don't have to tell me that, because I already know. In fact, I was talking to my wife about it 2 days ago. I was saying, Donna is as unassuming, laid-back person as you can be, until you mess with Tim. Until you mess with Tim, because then you got a problem. Because I remember there was some time ago when people were kind of coming after you.
Of course.
Donna
wasn't
wasn't having it. And she did battle out there with these people until that whole thing subsided. So that's very impressive. Now, I always looked at you two guys in a way kind of like me and my family. I mean, because when I met Donna, you guys didn't have any babies yet, right? You didn't have any babies yet. But I had babies then. And I remember my wife and I used to bring them by the bank where
Yes.
Donna used to work. And I saw the admiration in her face, like, wow, maybe one day I'll.
Yes.
So when I started seeing your daughters, Courtney and Kayla, start having babies, I said, well, I know Tim and Donna right now are thrilled to death about that.
Yes.
What are the kids' names?
Harper and Kinsley.
Okay. So a boy and a girl?
Two girls.
Two girls.
Two girls. Okay, that's right.
Still girl dad, girl granddad.
And I bought Jared his first gift.
Huh?
I bought Jared his first gift. Your son?
Really?
Yes.
We're practically family.
Yeah,
You
that's
know.
right.
But yeah, because Jared was born here. The girls weren't.
Yes.
We kind of moved down and we had them already. So when this day is over, what do you hope this thing is like, Tim, today? Are you gonna be crying out there?
I don't know.
It can get to you.
It's tough. Not tough. I mean,
I understand.
emotionally.
Right.
You know, all the feelings that's all my teams and all just run through my mind.
That's gonna be hard, Tim.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be great, but it's gonna be hard.
Yeah. And just, you ask what all I coach, and like at Jonathan, I was there 3 years.
Right.
And the last 2 was undefeated seasons with Marlon Davis and Kevin Gunner, that group. Then JV basketball, of course, the group that was with me there.
Yep.
Had an undefeated season in '94 with them. JV football had an undefeated season in '98 with that crowd. And then the girls basketball team that you talked about.
Right.
Then I coached the boys varsity for 4 years, and this team. I guess the best memory with that is we made the playoff 3 out of the 4 years. We went down. We had to play the #1 team in the state in Georgetown, and they beat us by 4.
Right.
So then boys track, I coached from '93 to '96. We was undefeated all 4 years. Region champs for 4 years.
The winning streak.
The winning streak 129-0, which is still state record. And it'll be tough for anyone to topple that, I believe, right now. So I've been blessed as a coach.
You know what? I wasn't even a big track fan when I kind of latched on to that streak that you had going on. I'm pretty sure it was you that told me, they gave me an inclination that, there's a streak going on there, and it's significant. So I started covering that thing every week. I remember, Mark, he was a high hurdler, Mark, Jerry Mitchell's nephew. You remember Mark?
Mark Williams.
Mark Williams. And then, Tony
Mazik. Yeah.
Was another big one that was helping that cause. Do you remember some of the others that were involved with that?
Some of the same people you mentioned with football, basketball. I actually had a group that played football, basketball, and ran track for me. So Corey Grant, Benny Wilson, Sean Samuels, all that crowd.
So, yeah. Was there a plan in place? I guess there was, with the track team and their activity in connection with football. Was there an organized situation where they said, okay, well, we got to get this guy in track because, we need to do this, do that?
Well, mainly the system that we actually had, we tried to get most of the football players to run track.
Right.
So they could stay in shape, even in the spring, make all the other sports even more better.
Right. So after football season, you immediately, really after basketball season, you transitioned into track. Okay. And what kind of process did you use in your approach to your track season? I mean, training or whatever.
Just I picked up tips from actually Coach Richardson. Cleo Richardson was a track coach before me. I actually helped him with track.
Okay.
So I just kept the system going.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what, Tim? When I think about that coaching staff, football, especially football, there were grown men out there who were taking this thing seriously. I mean, this was not a game. This was not a game per se. They were doing this thing with a purpose. And I looked at some of the coaches, like you said, Cleo Richardson, Peacock. God bless Coach Ward's passing. Then Coach Ford. You guys were prepared for those football games. I don't really see that today. I don't see that level of commitment or understanding of the game that I saw back then. How do you feel about that?
Well, I would say just during those times, all those people you mentioned actually coached me in high school.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So the transition for me being on the staff, you know, was kind of easy. But we all put in hard work, and I coached with them, most of them, for 20 years before anybody ever left.
Right.
So coaching staffs was like on lock.
Right.
You know, for I would say at least 25 years that everybody was together and everybody was on the same page. And back then, JV coaches, we would have to go scouting on Friday night to look at the teams we would be playing the next week.
Okay.
So that helped really in my developing of learning the game, the X and O's of the games. So I treat all of that as training for me for my later years in coaching. So I try to pick up on everything I could from all of them and from coaches from outside of man, like Coach Earl, Coach Singletary, in Darlington, track, and then going to the coaches clinic and learning.
Right.
And I give a lot of the credit to Coach Rankin. He brought me on when we would go to coaches clinic, me coming right out of college, 22 years old. We'd be at the clinic. He said, "What you doing?" I said, "Nothing right now." He said, "Come on, go with me. Let's go downstairs." So we go downstairs at the clinic. And then, here, like I say, here, me at 22, I'm sitting there amongst Coach Jeffries from South Carolina State, John McKissick from Somerville. You know, at one point, he was the winningest coach in the nation, might still be.
Right.
So it was just amazed to sit and just listening to them talk and talk about football and all the other tangibles, how to treat people, that kind of stuff. So I just try to glean all of that in to help me become coach that I was.
What do you think Coach Rankin's biggest gift was?
I think sharing.
Okay.
I didn't know it at the time, like I said, but he actually was grooming me for what I was going to be doing later and not knowing any of that was in the works.
It seemed like that with the move you just told me they made, with the coaching clinic and bringing you around all these legends. That was grooming. So that was one of his biggest contributions, especially to you.
Yes.
I remember I had a problem with the girls' basketball coach. This is way back, Lisa Wesley, because there was a big fight down at Britain's Neck, and I thought that Lisa Wesley kind of didn't help matters, and she kind of allowed things to get out of control, but she didn't like that, and I wrote about it. So Bob Rankin was the athletic director at the time, called my boss at the newspaper and said, we need to get together about this thing Michael did, writing about Lisa Wesley, blah, blah, blah. I had never met Bob Rankin before that. But he came to the office and we sat down in boss's office and we talked about it. And when I left there, Coach Rankin and I were cool. From that day forward, every piece of information I wanted, I got. Because he realized that I didn't really do anything. I just told what happened at the game. And Lisa blew up and went to him, which caused him to come down to the office. And I'm glad he did, because that really set me up going forward, because, you know, when you're writing, it's an information thing. I used to go to Bob Rankin's house on Sunday morning. He'd have a whole bunch of stuff in a folder waiting for me. I mean, all I had to do was go through it and write the story, you know, stats, you name it. So I respected him. I hated the way he was treated at the end. But his memory will always live in my mind. But the kind of person I felt that he was, you know what I'm saying, and all the kids that he brought along. Now, Mario Ford, okay, one of my favorite players, obviously. Reggie Furness, one of my favorite players, obviously. And there were many, many others as well. Why was Mario special?
Running. The whole Ford family, even the other brothers behind him. You know, that they just had that gene that they was good backs, running backs. You know, people just said, well, y'all keep getting these Ford brothers from.
I think that Raphael could have been, I mean, this guy, he had a pro body. Right there?
Yeah.
I mean, Mario was, you know, very fast and tough. Well, Raphael was tough too. Raphael was so tough, he didn't have enough sense to be worried about going in that line. He was going in there, getting hit. He'd come out smiling, man.
Yeah. They was always happy.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
But, so looking forward, this tournament going down the road, is someone administering it? Who's administering this track meet?
Well, it would be Coach Bell. It would
Okay.
be
Spanky?
Yes.
Okay.
And then, of course, you know, DJ as the athletic director.
Right. Because Coach Bell, wasn't he doing something with track over the last couple of years?
Yes, he's the track coach right now.
He's the track coach right now?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, I want to thank you guys for coming down this morning. Anything else you want to share with us today? Donna? I asked for you to come. You know that, right? But I appreciate you guys, man. And looking forward to coming out there this afternoon, at least for a little while, to see what's going on. You know, one thing about track meets, I always look at track meets as kind of like a party, a big party. You know?
Last a long time.
Yeah, and kids are out there, it ain't all about the track. It's about kids getting together, and I mean, yeah, I love that. But
I would say the last thing I would like to say is, you know, my goal always has been to treat every athlete as if they was part of my family. I wanted them to know that, and then for them to, I would work towards them being the best athlete that they could be, but also the best person that they could be. So that when they get later on in life, they'll look back at their athletic career and let that be the base of springboarding them to where they want to be. And I have some that have told me they like to do what I'm doing, and some of them are, like DJ Kelly. Right. He's now the athletic director.
Yeah, and it was his dream.
Yeah.
Because he came on here, I don't know, 5, 6 years ago. And he said on his radio program that Marion High School is his dream job. Yeah. It seemed like next year things started falling into place for him, and then he gets the basketball job, and now he's the athletic. This is a miraculous ascension with him, and I'm happy he's here. I appreciate him. He's done a good job. Coaching, and I know he'll do a good job as AD, especially for guys like you hanging around to help him.
Yes, sir.
Didn't you operate as the AD one time? Did you ever operate as AD?
Yes, sir.
Tim, you've done
for,
everything.
for 5 years. I was AD. Those were great. And again, what I learned from Coach Rankin helped me in that role also.
Tim, you basically become legendary. When I think about you and Coach Gerald, and then I got to know both of you guys, and you came along around at the same time, and y'all were cool, and you didn't have a problem with me being cool with Mark. He didn't have a problem with me being cool with you.
Yeah.
So that was great, and I appreciate you, man. But you know, Tim, you and I have never had words. Never.
No.
Whenever I came to you for things, you always helped me wherever you could.
Yeah.
Even though you know I was kind of like controversial. It didn't stop you. It didn't stop you. You didn't stop being kind to me. You didn't stop giving me the information I needed.
That's what you have to be all the time. Be kind.
Right.
And things work for you.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you, bro.
Well, I appreciate you. And thank you for all that you do, all the coverage that you give the teams.
It's been fun.
Yeah.
It's a real joy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we all contributed in the ways that we can.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Mine was my big mouth and my words. Yours was the hard work and the grind of coaching and directing these kids. And that's major.
Yeah, he's a great man at home and in the community.
He's a great man. Great man. So we honor you, Tim.
Well, thank you.
And I look forward. I'm going to be out there this morning and take a few pictures of you and your people. I know they're going to be out there.
Yeah.
They're going to be out there. Those people love you, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's all the time we have. I'll be back next week with more. Have a wonderful, safe week. And thanks, Tim and Donna Perkins, for coming out this morning.
Thanks for the invite.
Oh,
You're welcome.
Loved it.